All right, hey, welcome. This is a no-notice Frago. This is an immediate fire mission. Just got notification from the Nomadic veterans that they are ready to give us an update and let us know what's going on. So, with no further ado, oh wait, I'm going to do one ado because I just got done with the veteran climbing a couple of times a week. I take veterans out to Summit Climbing Gym here in the Grapevine, Texas area. So I'm all pitted out, man. My hair's just gotten dry. I'm wearing an old T-shirt that I threw on after I got done climbing, and it was a great time tonight. There was one other veteran there with me, and we challenged each other, and we had a great time. Welcome. Hey, why am I talking here? What is that? What is that? This is an immediate fire mission. You know what? I'm playing myself in the background. That didn't sound right. Wow. Ready to give us an update and let us know. Let's stop that silliness. All right. You know what? It's not a good idea to have the show going on in the background when you're trying to do a show. So, hey guys, welcome to the show. Are you there? All right, now I got to unmute you because I had you muted there a second ago. You might need to unmute from your end. Check that out. Is it working? Can we hear you? All right, I see you moving. I see your lips moving, but I don't hear anything. I'm still getting the mime action.
You hear us?
Yeah, there we go. Gotcha. What'd you do so I remember next time to say, hey, do that thing again? Hey, guys, I'm glad you had a minute to give us an update. Where in the world are you?
We're not even a couple hours, an hour shy of New York.
Wow, you're in Pittsburgh just a couple hours.
Yeah, we're near Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, we made some pretty good distance today. We were in Pittsburgh last night, so we made it all the way across the state. Pretty good progress in one day.
And how did you do that?
Connected in with we actually posted a really kind of sarcastic Craigslist ad trying to get out of Pittsburgh yesterday in the rideshare department, and then posted it all over. Everything was kind of satire based. Marty writes significantly better satire than I do. I started it off and then let him finish it, but we got a ride from actually really cool, a guy from 75th Ranger Regiment in the 80s, was a military intelligence guy, so we got to sit and talk with him, and he told us all the fun secrets of the Cold War. So
wow.
we got a ride and a couple meals from our fellow ranger, and some cool stories. We got to exchange stories for a little bit. So.
Well, that's sweet. Yeah, I saw that Craigslist ad and I posted it. I don't know if you guys have seen or not, the gallantfew.org/nomads page. I've been adding every time you guys have an interview, every time there's anything, I'm adding content to that. So.
Yeah, it's been kind of tough for us to keep up on a lot of that stuff. We've been trying as best we can to answer. It's been amazing. It's been overwhelming, the amount of messages and emails and responses we've gotten, people offering, hey, you need a place to stay. We had multiple people in Pittsburgh that were like, hey, there's a couch for you to sleep on. There's food here. So it's been amazing. Honestly, I said it before. I feel kind of bad that we're not able to, stay with every single person. It's just we have to get down the road as fast as possible. And whichever means of transportation and person that's going to be able to get us that way or closest to our end goal direction, then we've kind of had to go for that. But there's actually been several of my good ranger buddies that I served with that have offered, hey, could put you up, and I just didn't have the time to link up with them. We've got a mission first sort of thing we're trying to push through. So
for those that are just hearing the update here for the very first time, you started midnight Saturday last week, and then just run through real quick where you've been and how you got here.
So we started in Denver, ended up hitchhiking out to Kansas, and then from Kansas we had some alternate means of transportation, and then from
we legally hopped a coal train.
Yeah, and then we got hitchhiked a little bit more.
He doesn't like admitting that he did something illegal because he's a bit of a square, but I'll say it.
That's awesome.
I'm not scared. Come at me, PD. Let's go. Let's do this.
And then from there we ended up hitchhiking some more throughout kind of the Midwest there. Up and through Kansas City to St. Louis, up to Columbus, Ohio, big shout out to Rogue Fitness for putting us up in a hotel that night. First bed we had in a week.
Is that a veteran-owned business?
Yeah,
yeah, it is, and they're actually really, really big on hiring veterans as well. It's a American manufacturing company in the heart of the Midwest, and they're actually exporting American-made goods to other countries. It's a great company. So I bought a lot of their equipment. The gym that I owned, CrossFit Cuspis in Denver, Colorado, have purchased a lot of stuff from them because they really are a great veteran-owned, veteran-run company. So
outstanding.
And then from there we went up to Cleveland, or a suburb of Canton, Ohio, actually. Stayed there, and then with a former Ranger medic turned doctor. And then from there we went over to, put us on transportation to Pittsburgh, and then from Pittsburgh we made it over here to just outside Scranton.
Now you guys have been interviewed, at least half a dozen times, maybe more than that by now? Mm-hmm. How's that experience?
We're getting good at it.
I haven't sworn once, not once. Can you believe that? All those interviews.
Yeah, I was wondering when I saw that one that had the extended take where it had like 10 minutes of you guys talking, and then they just cut 45 seconds out of it for the actual broadcast. I was wondering, what are we going to see on this?
I didn't get a chance to watch the full extent. Actually, to be honest, I haven't watched a lot of them. I don't really like watching myself in interviews. I've never really liked that. I never liked listening to myself in radio interviews or anything like that. I got roped into, I think I ended up watching one of the TV interviews. So hopefully they're coming off all right, but I don't know.
So do you have an idea how many miles so far?
Well, we're doing straight line distance from Denver to wherever we end up, so it's hard to say at this point, but we're definitely in the thousands at this point, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's biggest surprise?
The biggest, honestly, I wasn't expecting this level of hospitality for people. Not to say that I'm expecting people to help us, but man, I've kind of been overwhelmed by the generosity, people opening up their homes. Some people that we know, some people maybe we talk to once or twice online, some people we've never met before at all, offering to give us ride, both veterans and non-veterans. Hey, we believe in this cause. We believe in what you guys are doing. This is amazing. We want to try to, help out in any way, shape, and form possible. And the lengths people have gone to help us out has been above and beyond what I had anticipated.
I read an email today on the broadcast. It took about 20 minutes for me to go through this thing, but it was from a Ranger that got hit in, I want to say it was in 2006 in Iraq. And two other Rangers that were in the vehicle with him were severely wounded, amputation. And I don't want to say who, because then you'll know who this guy is. And what he wrote was very, very personal. But he found me because of you guys. So through the media part, he made it very, very clear in his email that after his wounding and not being able to heal and not being able to go back on active duty and go on missions and dealing with nightmares and dealing with noises and things that, post-traumatic stress and I think probably a traumatic brain injury as well, the bottom line theme through the whole thing was he felt like a failure, a disappointment, and he'd let the team down. And he's come to realize that he was sabotaging himself. He was isolating himself from the community. And when you guys are out there and you're going through new places and you put something out on social media and there's Rangers or there's other veterans or even non-veterans that are like, hey, let's connect, let's help you out. That exact same attitude exists all across the country with any veteran that's transitioning.
Absolutely.
But veterans don't go out there and say, hey, I'm here, I'm maybe struggling with something, give me some help. And absolutely. Especially in the Ranger community, it is so powerful to get a Ranger buddy hook up. That doesn't sound good. To get connected to a Ranger buddy.
Yeah, no, it's been one of those things we've been kind of going through, and Ranger breakfast is a big thing for me. I've tried pushing that pretty big in Denver, and we've got, I think, one of the bigger ones, if not the biggest one in the country. We've had upwards of 40 guys from Vietnam era to guys that have been out in the last couple of weeks that all link up that first Saturday of the month, and that's something, we've been kind of popping along, and I wish I would have thought about it a little bit more before we left. But I've been asking guys, well, do you have Ranger breakfast here in Kansas City? Do you have it here in Pittsburgh? Do you have it here in St. Louis? And guys are like, I don't think we do. And that's going to be the mission as soon as this one's over, is to try to get some of those guys linked up, because there's not a day that's more therapeutic, that's more cathartic for me than the 2 or 3 hours we get to spend sipping coffee and telling those stories with the guys, whether you actually physically serve with them or not. Like, or if we weren't in the same battalion together, you can sit there and talk with those guys like you've known them for a long time. Beyond that, just talking and having that cathartic experience is that, you get hooked up. I can't count how many times just in the last 6 months in those breakfasts where guys have been like, oh, you're looking for a job. Well, my company's hiring. Like, give me your resume, and the guy gets a job because of it, using that internal veteran network first. We should be propping each other up, and that's one of those things that I think, go a real long way, just getting these guys face to face with each other, before they're ever at a point where they're really struggling hard.
I want to make sure that you guys knew that you're having an impact beyond the people that you're in front of when you go through one of those communities, because other veterans out there are hearing the message, seeing the message, and they're responding to it, and that's awesome.
Yeah, we're hoping to do as those sorts of tertiary effects of this trip are really amazing to hear about.
Okay, so what's the plan from here? You're getting close to New York, then what?
We got an invite to go to West Point, right? Tomorrow.
West Point.
So we've got ride connections up that way. We're doing a radio interview first thing in the morning tomorrow, I think at 8 a.m. here in Pennsylvania. We're going to head up toward West Point. There's talks to some other stops along the way, on the way to New York City, and then we'll probably, then we've got some big stuff coming after that. So.
Hey, I'm glad that you guys were able to get a good night's sleep last night. That could prepare you for the next leg, right?
Yeah, the next part of this, I think, is going to get a little bit arduous. We've been very, very fortunate. Here for the last few days, we've had some amazing hosts putting us up in their homes, and can't thank them enough. It's one of those things. I think most guys, you go out with your buddies and people are fighting for the bill. Like you go to dinner and guys are fighting. I'm gonna pay it, and we both kind of have to sit there on our hands and like, we don't have any money. Like, but like we really, really, really want to be able to contribute and pay these guys back, and it's been tough. We can't say thank you enough for everything that people have given to us, both the people who have put us up in their houses and the people who have offered to. I mean, the generosity is absolutely, to me, it's something I'll take this, to my grave. It's a life experience that, it won't be leaving me anytime soon. We've been blessed up to this point, but there's going to be a point pretty soon where we're going to be outside of the scope of that particular depth in that veteran network. That veteran network is all over the world, but obviously here in the U.S. it's a lot deeper. There's a lot more people we can call on. Everything goes to plan. We won't be in the U.S. for this entire trip, and when we get out of the U.S., it's going to get, we're not going to have that necessarily.
Yeah, when you start swimming the ocean, you're not going to be able to get on the telephone.
If it means making an extra mile for this thing, we'll swim or hike or do whatever we have to do.
I did have a request earlier for some information on why are we raising money and what are we using it for. And anybody that's listening out there, this year, Gallant Few has already helped with direct service 250 veterans. And I talked to the guy that's running Raider Project, Nick, earlier, and he has not been putting his services into the system. So I don't know how many guys he's been working with, but the number's going to go up. So we're looking at doubling the number of veterans that we helped last year, and sometimes that's I don't want to say this too loud because I don't want to get a whole bunch of people coming at me, but sometimes if somebody needs a little bit of help with a bill or something, we've done that. We've got to set some money aside and make that a specific process if somebody needs to get a little bit of help, because we want to be able to help somebody out when they get to that point. We also, when you look at the work that we're doing, connecting one ranger or one veteran with another veteran in a community, there's only so many people that one person can handle. And me trying to handle 250 people in the first 6 months of the year and getting them connected and talking to them, I got to have more people that are helping me do this. I want to have veterans, I want to have rangers that are able to, on a part-time basis or whatever, come in and do this. that whole the underpinnings of support for the organization is what you guys and everybody else that supports Run Ranger Run or anything else that we do, you're making that capability, that capacity grow. And it is crucial for us to be able to do that, and I thank you for that.
I think it's one of those things where, like I said, that how much people have given us so far has been amazing. We've had the, distinct privilege of being able to spend time with Rangers from all the battalions and stuff like that. And, if for nothing else, I know it'll extend far beyond this, but I think the majority of the people who we've stayed with so far, they didn't just get that 30 to 60 second video clip on the news. They were hearing about this for the entire time we were at their house. We're talking their ears off about it. So if for nothing else, you're definitely going to be getting some phone calls from some of the people who we stayed with to help mentor,
nice.
For sure. So.
Well, guys, I'm heading tomorrow to D.C. Too bad you're not coming through the D.C. area. I'm going to be there for a couple of days. I've got some meetings lined up. My son-in-law is getting promoted to E9 in the Air Force, so that's kind of a big deal. He works at the Pentagon, so I'm looking at tackling some senior officers at this thing and talking to them about Gallantry 2, but especially on the Air Force side. We're a little weak in our coverage on the Air Force side. We need to have some more people that speak that plain talk, and I don't talk the Zoomy stuff so well. We got to have some Zoomies that can do that. You got a Zoomie behind
We might know a guy.
Yeah, the person that we're staying with may or may not have know some of that plain talk.
Nice, nice, good. Well, guys, so people can go to gallantview.org/nomads, and there they'll find links to your pages. I think I've got your Facebook and your Twitter and stuff on there. I'll go back and double check tonight and make sure, if not, that the links are there so they can find everything about you guys. Any last parting thoughts?
Yeah, make sure people are continuing to follow us. Hopefully we're not getting redundant with the amount of posts we're putting up. We're trying to be as interactive as possible, but keep following us. If we make it to your area, reach out. As Leo said earlier, we're not able to hook up with everybody, but we're making the best effort that we can. And as Leo alluded to, we've got big things coming, so keep an eye out.
Well, guys, be safe. Get some rest tonight. Good luck as you step out tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing where you go next.
All right. Thanks, Carl.
All right, guys. Take care. And let's see if I can get the thing to come back to me, because for some reason it didn't want to do that. I'm going to hide you guys. Let's see how that works. There we go. Now we're back. Okay, so I got the I think I got the hashtag in the bottom there. It looks backwards to me, but it should say hashtag Nomadic Veterans.
Yeah, it looks good.
Search that when you get out there on. I'll mute you guys too, so you don't pop up by accident. When you're out there in social media, do that. You can go in, even in Facebook. I did that earlier today. Hashtag Nomadic Veterans, and you'll find posts that not only these guys are posting, but their friends or people that are talking about them. And there's some interesting traffic that's going on out there. It's fun to watch. Guys, you're doing great. Thank you for everything that you're doing. And like I said, I'm looking forward to hearing where we go from here. And for all of you who have heard this, thank you for your time. Make sure you stop by gallantview.org/nomadic/nomads. Let's just leave it at that. And I'll turn the flyer on here so you can see that. www.gallantview.org/nomads, hashtag Nomadic Veterans. And you can always find this show at vetsonmedia.com/tnav.